has a flavor for all of your adult beverage needs. Cocktails or the bottled spirits. So show some love for a Michigan-made product and you can learn more at coppercrackdistillery.com. Coppercrack Distillery. Never when it's young, only when it's ready. But please drink responsibly.
Heather Park here from my friends at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. Have you tried Bet Rivers Same Game Parlay feature yet? You can create your ideal bet by combining multiple plays from the same game into a single wager. Plus, Bet Rivers is always adding new Same Game Parlay props for you to choose from. So go check it out today via the Bet Rivers app or at betrivers.com and start betting with a winner. Bet Rivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
As we continue to face COVID-19, we're now facing flu season. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Now more than ever, it's essential to protect yourself from influenza by getting the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine is safe and effective and can't give you the flu. To protect yourself and those at highest risk, get your flu vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Jackson Hewitt needs you to know 3 things about filing taxes this year. 1. There are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table. 2. You have to file for them to make sure you get the right amount. 3. A Jackson Hewitt tax pro will help track down every credit you deserve. Tax credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, going to school, and so much more. You don't want to miss out on thousands. Jackson Hewitt knows that. Discover thousands in tax credits and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Imagine organizing possibilities with pros. For keeping it all together comes from Project Source Clear Storage Totes starting at $238. And high design Kestis Pro Storage Bin starting at $12.98. Clean up your closet with a Closet Made Redwood Closet Kit starting at $119.98. Find it all at the lowest store and safe event in store on Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid to 318. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, U.S. only. High design Kestis Pro Storage Bin. Pricing is needs last in Florida.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead with Fidelity Income Planning. We'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and help you build a flexible plan for cash flow designed to last, so you can go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services and NYSE SIPC.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by National Benefit Plans and BPUHealth.com.
Jared Goff joins Caution Anderson Tuesdays at 10:30 on 97.1. No ticket. Remember Rashad Berry and all? All right, neither do I. You know where he played in college ball? Rashad Berry. Marshall. Ohio State. Did he? I don't remember him.
The Lions are so good at this. They grab guys from big schools and you still never
Still
heard of
never
them.
heard of him. Well, it's interesting. Look at the ESPN site where it's got the roster and it's got all the players' pictures on one side. The one player they don't have a picture for is the draft pick, Derek Barnes. Really? Yeah, they don't even have a picture. Everybody else they got a picture. Everybody else does. Yeah, Derek Barnes. Yeah. That's funny.
The
And
Lions, sorry, Doug.
I'm just scrolling down here and I'm like, Brady Breeze, different jersey. Sagan Smith, different jersey. Roby Colton, different jersey. Cordell Motley, different jersey. Corey Ballantyne, different jersey. Josh Woods, different jersey. These guys are pictured wearing another team. Banks, Joel Heath, Bruce Hector,
Who are these guys?
Rashad Berry. It's
Remember the Lions drafted a guy, they didn't know who it was? Jelani Tavai? They drafted one where they're like, we don't have any tape.
like, yeah, and they released that thing and it was like 4 tackles, 10 yards downfield.
Who's that putting on his uniform?
Parker Ellens, remember him? No? Neither do I. Cincinnati. Ryan McCollum, got him.
I remember him. He was actually the third string center.
He was the third string.
Yeah.
The only reason you know this is because he actually had to play the other day.
Yeah.
Look, last. So I mentioned, do you remember the famous tweet from Penn State? Yes. Penn State football tweeted out, if you missed it, and this was after last year's Super Bowl. A Penn State starter has appeared in every Super Bowl, and then fine print underneath it said, except for 5 since 1967. That was a real tweet. Penn State just played and lost to Arkansas in the Outback Bowl. Yeah. Arkansas football tweeted out the following. There we go. Arkansas has won every Outback Bowl. And the small print it says
checking on the fans after that railing collapse. You know, he wanted to make sure they were okay and was taking selfies with them. I thought that was pretty
I
cool.
want to make sure he's okay. Lisa, just to stop you here, we'll give you your time. For people who missed it, he was walking off the field. That was in Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And some fans were leaning against a railing by the tunnel. And the railing, they were trying to high-five him, and he was...
They were really leaning over.
They were leaning hard, but he was high-fiving fans, and the railing collapsed, and they all fell, and Jalen Hurts stopped, helped people up, took selfies, was checking on people.
He was 2 steps away from being clobbered by everybody that felt it. It was amazing how...
They're unbelievably lucky that he and the Eagles organization, could you imagine their starting quarterback that just clinched the playoffs, and he's hurt because of
He was walking off the visiting team field because a railing wasn't strong.
Yes. That thing was like inches away from falling on him.
And the people that fell down, they're all like, they got around like, oh, no, we're going to take pictures. They couldn't have cared less about their own well-being or anybody else's. They just wanted to get a picture with Jalen Hurts. But that was pretty cool.
And my two chums are Michigan's offensive and defensive coordinators, but I think the defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald, there was just so much confusion on the defense for Georgia's 2 touchdowns. I mean, their first 2 touchdowns, Aiden Hutchinson was waving crazily, trying to move guys around. Both Georgia receivers were wide open in the end zone, and digging yourself a 14-0 hole against Georgia is just something they couldn't overcome.
What surprised you more, Doug? Was it the failure by the offensive line to get things done, or the failure by the defensive line to get things done?
Probably the offensive line. I think the defensive line wasn't given much of a chance. I thought their scheme didn't help them. No, they allowed Georgia to throw the quick hitter. They came up and changed into... Really, they did at some point, press coverage, but there was a lot of allowing them to hit that quick hitter. And maybe if they'd walked up, they would have gone over the top. Look, those guys had a great year, both the coaches, but the coordinators did not have a great day. They didn't have a great day, to say the least. 248-539-9797. Dave's in Clarkston. Hi, Dave.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I just want to point out, Davion Smith, he played for Alabama quarterback, won a national championship. He was a clutch player in college. Don't know much about him in the pros, but he was a great college
Yeah, like Joel Heath. I mean, these are guys who played at Michigan State. These are guys that I've heard of. I just didn't know they were Lions until they showed up on the field. Which is,
I didn't know either. I was totally blown away.
I think the Lions lead the league in this. They have to lead the league in this.
Well, if they can find a good player like that out there, I think good to them.
You know, there's somebody else that you want to find some kind of silver linings in this bad season. I think the Lions found another starter.
Okay. Is this the one you mentioned? Is this the one you mentioned off the air?
I got one I mentioned off the air, and then I got one that I haven't mentioned to you.
I'm willing to debate these, and I think it's. Look, I've been a broken record with this, but we haven't worked together in a month, so I feel like it's been a while since you've heard me say this. But at this point, we're just trying to figure out.
Stay safe, treat them with respect.
No, I've been saying that for more than a month. But we're just trying to figure out who doesn't need to be replaced, right?
Yeah.
At this point, who does not need to be replaced or recruited over, if you will? Like, we need to get a better player at this position than that guy. For example, Amon St. Brown now looks like a guy. Okay, we don't need to recruit over him.
We got a slot receiver.
Yep. Amani Awarie. This year, it's been proven. Don't need to recruit over him.
Well, we need corners.
They still need corners. Don't get me wrong, but
Always need corners.
Awarie can start in this league and be an asset on a good team. But you got a couple other names you want to debate. We debated Craig Reynolds a couple weeks ago. 248-539-9797. Let's get to those two names at 11:48. It's Carson Anderson, 97.
BetMGM, the king of sports, welcomes you with the lock of the year. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on either Cleveland or Pittsburgh, and if either team scores a touchdown, you're going to win $200 in free bets regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code GATOR200 when you make your first bet. Enjoy football like never before and earn M-Life rewards that you can redeem for comps at MGM Resorts nationwide. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code GATOR200 to win $200 in free bets if either Cleveland or Pittsburgh scores a touchdown. Visit betmgm.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued is non-withdrawable. Free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. This excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
This is Damon Amendolara with your Odyssey Sports Minute. The Cowboys are going to do it again, aren't they? They're going to tease their fans into thinking this is something special, only to let them down. A 4-game win streak against nobodies, and a reeling Cardinals team comes in, and Arizona jumps out to that 15-point lead and holds on to win. Uh-oh, Cowboys. This is Damon Amendolara. Imagine organizing possibilities with Lowe's, where keeping it all together comes with Project Source Clear Storage Totes starting at $238, and iDesign Plus the Spruce Storage Bin starting at $12.98. Clean up your closet with the closet-made Brightwood Closet Kit starting at $119.98. Find it all at Lowe's Store and Save Event, in-store and on Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid to 318. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. U.S. only. iDesign Plus the Spruce Storage Bin. Pricing excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Fisher is different? How? Don't you just ride the wave?
Nope. We actively manage client portfolios based on our forward-looking views of the market. In times like these, we understand that clients want proactive communication and guidance.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we get to know our clients so we can tailor their portfolios to their specific goals and needs. We even offer resources on Social Security, Medicare, tax efficiency, and more. Our primary goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, our fees are transparent, structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Drive to the playoffs, brought to you by Driveway.com. Kansas City surprised fans and experts alike by starting the season with a paltry 3-4 record, but then an incredible win streak brought their 2021 season back to life, and now they have their eyes on reaching the big game for the 3rd straight year. Looking for a car? Go to Driveway.com, where you can get pre-qualified, buy a car, and get it delivered. Driveway.com. Car buying delivered on your terms and on your turf.
97 won the ticket, and the Bet 1270, your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Pittsburgh Steelers host the Cleveland Browns. Monday Night Football. Pre-game at 7:30 on the Bet 1270, Detroit.
Scott Anderson, I said, the tickets.
I'm excited for you.
Over what?
You haven't seen the Yellowstone finale yet.
I've not. I DVR'd it last night.
How do you like it?
Okay. All right. I'm intrigued. What do you make of it? Are you watching 1883?
I watched the 2 free episodes they showed, yeah.
Yeah. And then they had episode 3 last night.
No, they replayed the first one.
Oh, really? You have to buy?
It's a good game.
So it's never going to make free TV?
Paramount Plus. It maybe it's something that's going to happen after their season's done. They want people to buy it now, and maybe they'll do it at some point. I don't know. Not sure how that works. Like, dude, I trust me. I don't want to get hooked in, and I feel like I need to because they have the other show, Mayor of Kingstown, which I really liked, and then they cut off the free part for that. So
So they're basically making you subscribe
For 2 shows, then why don't they just put the shows? Here's why. You charge more. What about the regular network? But yeah.
Okay, all right, so you want to offer up a couple names.
Yes. One I think we can all agree on. Riley Patterson. Kicker moving forward. Kicker looks good.
Okay.
Looks solid. Which the Lions need a kicker, and here's the guy that emerged as being a really solid, reliable kicker for them in limited duty this year. But you like what you see. He made 10 out of 11 field goals. The only one he missed was from 50 plus. I think he
Yesterday,
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only one he's missed all season. So there's that.
There's no sense of urgency to go get a kicker.
No. The other name that I'm surprised we're going to mention, but I think he is someone that they have to bring back. And that is Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
Okay, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I mean, it's hard to reassess a guy that after 4 years, I completely written off as here's a special teams guy. Here's a special teams guy. He's absolutely getting more run with this team, maybe due to injury, maybe due to they stink, maybe due to stink. and he's the best of what they have on a defense that was so god-awful. I mean, this defense is terrible. And Aaron Glenn has done a nice job keeping some games close and keeping some point totals down. Yesterday was a disaster.
Well, you mentioned they had 4 new guys on the defense, and they feel like they have 4 new guys on defense every week. It feels like that. And there's new faces again yesterday, but they couldn't stop the run.
Is Germ checking a box? I tend to think no, but it'd be great if he were.
I think they found a way to put him in a position to succeed and utilize his speed and try to be more of a sideline guy. And I think they've done a nice job of it. Now, by no means do I think they should give him a giant contract, but I don't think he would command a giant contract on the free agent market anyway. But I think he's a guy that could be a starting linebacker in the league. I think he's played that way.
My first thought was you're going to say backup tight end Taylor Decker. Box check. Box check.
Well, better
right?
than backup tight end Matt Nelson or whoever it was.
Nelson?
that dropped the first one.
He didn't drop. He got hit, man. He had it. And then
No, he didn't have it.
he was going to have it.
He had it, and then he didn't have it, and then he got hit.
But
Dropped it before
well,
he
don't
got
worry
hit.
about Nelson because we got Decker.
Right. Well, Nelson's part of the jumbo. I like it.
So, but as far as Reeves-Maybin, I'll say no. Not going on any limb there. He's been in the league for a while. We've seen what he is. If they sign him back through like a special teams deal, like, hey, that's the contract you get, is you're a special teamer, I got no issue with that, because clearly in a pinch, or if you need to, you can step in and play linebacker. I know the coaching staff loves him. When Dan Campbell, they were asked about the defense and what's going on over there, that was like one of the first guys he brought up was Germ, as they call him, because of his attitude, and maybe he replaces Alex
Anzalone?
Exactly, in that role of just leader, of bringing the effort and all that stuff. So as far as that's concerned, yes, but as a starter, everyday starter, I don't want to see it. I think that if you run a 3-4, not all 4 linebackers are going to be Pro Bowl players. I understand that. But if they draft Hutchinson or Thibodeau, right? And that guy plays the outside. They got Okwara on the other outside. Barnes in the middle. I want someone better than Reeves-Maybin between those guys.
I mean, it's nice that he's making plays, and I think if he doesn't command a ton of money, it could be a backup, a versatile guy. I just don't think he's a starter on a good team.
He's probably not a starter on a good team, and maybe I'm overselling this a little bit because I'm not sure I totally believe in it, but I think he's somebody that has taken such a giant leap forward from where he was under Patricia, where they drafted him. They couldn't really fight, or at least, I don't know, Patricia drafted him, but I think he was there the year before Patricia. But he was there under Bob Quinn. He drafted him and just never really found his place with this team. Always looked out of place. And that kind of felt like the whole defense was like that with the Patricia years.
Right.
Nobody knew where they were supposed to be. With Aaron Glenn, it feels like this defense has gotten so much better as the season has gone on that guys aren't making the giant mistakes they used to make. Yesterday was not a good game. I mean, all around. The secondary didn't do a good job. They couldn't stop the run and the line of scrimmage. Just, Rashad Penny gashed them yesterday. But by and large, I've liked what I've seen from Aaron Glenn's defense this year, and I think the players have learned as it's gone on.
248-539-9797. Phone calls and feedback. Carson Anderson here on 97.1 The Ticket. Let's get to some of your champ and chump votes and feedback as it's come in here. But, look, there's a lot to get to football-wise. Not a great weekend for Michigan and the Lions. Nice win for Michigan State to wrap up their season. From an unnamed texter, Champ Cincinnati, they proved that a group of 5 school can be just as competitive as anyone else in the college football playoff. They were not a fraud. Chump, Herb Street, and Desmond Howard for their out-of-touch uptake on the players opting out.
Like, I can feel it. I want to feel. I'm disappointed when players opt out, but I understand when players opt out.
Well, he kind of made it careful. I think where Herb Street, and I've done this before, I said something on the air, but God, that's not exactly how I meant it to sound. He made it sound like is I think the way he presented it. Now, maybe it's exactly what he meant. He doesn't like the feedback that he's getting, the blowback he's getting, or the pushback he's getting on this. Or maybe it didn't come out the way he intended. We don't spend a whole lot of time dissecting everything that other people say. I'll just say this. I don't love it either. I always have said I lose this in a court of law. I'm being totally selfish. I do want to look at the system that benefits the player and the fan. In that the player gets something out of playing in the ball game, and the fan gets to watch it. The fan gets to see their guys play.
Well, I wonder if those that
I think it can be done.
Those that draw up the NIL stuff for what's called NIL contracts, maybe they put that in there that to collect the money, you have to play the complete season, which includes the ball game. If that happens, if you're a player, you sign what you want to sign. You don't like that? Hey, take that out of it. I don't know where I'm going to be at that point. I think this is going to happen to an extent where it's obviously going to expand the field of teams in the college football playoffs. Yeah, I think it's painfully obvious that's going to happen. The question is how many teams is it going to expand to? 6, 8, or 12? But it's going to expand. I don't know how soon it's going to happen, next year or the year after. It's going to happen.
I was convinced.
Totally convinced. And this is one of the reasons why, because they want to keep viewership up, and the viewership will be there if you know all the players there. I mean, if you got a game that's played between, if you see them, let's say that there are 8 teams that make it, the New Year's 6 games, they're great and all, but did they have the same feel to it that they have in the past? No. But if they going forward, if those games are playoff games, they're must-watch TV. You're not going to miss them.
I'd have to see the ratings. Early in the bowl season, ratings were up. I don't know how they all finished, but this was like the first 2 weeks of bowl games, which was a bunch, which are let's face it, there's a lot of directional schools which are they in the Sun Belt or they in the American, and you have these debates in your own head. But the reality is the ratings were up for those games. I suspect that trend will continue.
I think lies do the gambling.
Of course,
yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're still not getting what they want most, which is television ratings. Again, I think it can be done to benefit the player and the fan. It just means those that are making the money need to spend a little bit to preserve the system if they want to. Now, they might not want to, but we could talk about some of the reasons. I mean, we've got a long winter ahead of us when we can debate whether or not there's going to be expanded playoff.
Like, hey, if you're going to play in the Chick-fil-A Pizza Bowl, they offer you free Chick-fil-A for the rest of your life. I'm playing coach.
From Mike in Chicago, Champ, Jamar Chase, 11 catches, 266 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Chump, me, I really thought Michigan was going to win.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is incredible. There are guys, this draft class, by the way, first round picks, guys who are taking like the first 15 picks, not a whole lot of misses in there. I don't know if Lion fans are ruined the day that they didn't take Micah Parsons, because Penei Sewell's awfully good. And you look at the Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase and the aforementioned Parsons, and you've got some of the quarterbacks. I don't think that Jacksonville's pissed that they took Trevor Lawrence. They're probably pissed that Urban Meyer was the head coach to work with Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence will be fine. Zach Wilson's played awfully well the last couple weeks of the season here. You look at Mac Jones, what he's done all year long. I think Chicago fans are excited about the future with Justin Fields. And, hey, you saw Trey Lance play yesterday for San Francisco. He looked good. I think this has been, by and large, a really good draft class for 2021, where the guys who are supposed to be blue chippers are blue chippers.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, too. I mean,
Yeah, Devontae Smith's
the
another
first
sure.
rounders have, most of them hit so far.
You wonder if maybe the draft is becoming a little bit more of an exact science? Or is it just a bumper crop of players coming in?
It may just be a bumper crop of players, but I mean, there's a lot of Patrick Surtain's another one that has played very well from the moment he stepped on the field.
248-539-9797. It's Carson Anderson here on the ticket.
I'm sure you've probably heard of FanDuel Sportsbook by now. They are making every moment more this season. First off, the NFL. The FanDuel Sportsbook is an official betting partner. That means you can place all your bets on a trustworthy app that's also easy to use. Basketball fans celebrate the NBA's 75th anniversary season on FanDuel Sportsbook as well. Right now, new customers can place their first bet risk-free, and if you don't win, you're going to get up to $1,000 back. Betting on the NBA, it's easy. It's easy to use. You get fast withdrawals, odds boosts, daily specials, live betting, same-game parlays. It's a lot of fun. There's no better place to bet on the NBA than FanDuel. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over in present Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Speed. We're all obsessed with it, especially when it comes to our internet. Luckily, Xfinity delivers gig speed to more homes than anyone. And not only that, our gig is faster than AT&T's. And with gig speed over Wi-Fi, that means faster speeds all over the house for streaming.
Oh my God.
For gaming, whatever you need speed for, you'll get more. Plus, Xfinity now has speed options up to 3 gigs. That's 3 times faster than AT&T. Now that is fast. You're obsessed with speed. Good thing Xfinity is too. Pick your internet today. Learn about gig Wi-Fi or get started with Xfinity Internet for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Plus, ask about speed 3 times faster than AT&T. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with a stored bank account. Ends 1/23/22. Restrictions apply. New connect internet 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible Wi-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. 3 gig service requires customized installation.
We're all on this planet together. So join Odyssey and find your one thing. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans directly. And recycle old clothes by donating them. One Thing is brought to you by GFL Environmental. Green for life.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket, powered by Odyssey and presented by BetQL. Become a better sports bettor. Get smarter to beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Waxy Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
The Lions sitting with a record of 2-13-1 this season, but have an extremely bright spot with wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's been showcasing himself in the final stretch of his rookie season. After an 8-catch, 111-yard, 2-touchdown performance yesterday, he's become the first rookie player in Super Bowl era history to haul in 8 passes 5 straight games. He's also matching and surpassing multiple Calvin Johnson benchmarks from his first-year campaign as well. St. Brown sitting at 82 catches for 803 yards with 1 week to go. Ben Roethlisberger's assumed final game at Heinz Field will be tonight on Monday Night Football. He admitted as much to the media. As the Steelers are set to host the Browns, you can hear the play-by-play on the Bet 1270 with coverage at 7:30. And another chance for the Pistons to end their brutal streak of futility against Milwaukee. They'll face the Bucks in Milwaukee, having not beaten the franchise since February 28, 2018, including the playoffs. Detroit coming off a game-winning shot by Sadiq Bey at home, while the Bucks have won 6 straight games by a combined 124 points. They'll host the Pistons at 8 o'clock. You can hear the action right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Kate Cunningham and 5 other Detroit players coming off the injury list and out of COVID protocol. At at the Ticket Update Desk. I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, Karsh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.
Actually, watching the game yesterday, I was so happy they lost the game, the Lions. I just don't want any controversy going into the draft season.
What do you mean?
They're secure. They've got the number 2 pick. No worse than number 2. If they won that game, you'd be looking at tiebreakers because what's obviously going to happen next week, Lions are playing Green Bay with, I'm sure that Green Bay is going to throw out a roster. It's going to be COVID roster that will bust.
The Lions are favored, aren't they?
Yes, they're actually favored by 1.5
It's unbelievable that we got to this point and the Lions became favored in a game.
against the NFC North champion. Against the number 1 team in the NFC, the Lions are a favorite.
Well, duh.
Well, and
So thank God they lost.
Jacksonville, who, if the Lions lose again, and Jacksonville wins, the Lions will pick number 1.
That's not like,
But Jacksonville is playing a Colts team that also needs them.
yeah.
That's a bit of a problem.
That's going to be a difficult.
So they're almost assuredly locked into number 2.
Yes.
So,
So you're going to be 2 and 1.
and at number 2, they can get a rush end if they some choose.
Well, if Jacksonville doesn't trade out of 1, if they stay at 1, they're likely to take an offensive lineman.
If Jacksonville, do you think they will?
Yeah.
I've seen that speculated upon, and they might, which will leave the Lions with their pick of their 2 guys. I was thinking about, sometimes it's fun to have great topics and great debate, and I was going, okay, did Aiden Hutchinson and the Michigan performance in the Orange Bowl quell the hype just a little bit? And the answer is yes, it did. Because if he had a huge game and they had won, Lions fans would be losing. Like, they gotta get this guy.
Right.
And they still might have to. Like, there's a lot of time between now and then, or they might have their choice of the 2. And even so, at the top of the draft, typically teams want quarterbacks or pass rushers, right? Typically. If Aiden Hutchinson goes 1, and there's 1 more left, I was speculating on the air. I think it actually might be easier to trade out of the number 2 spot than the number 1 spot this year.
But that's if a defensive end goes first.
If a defensive end goes first, yeah, supply and demand is that there's 2 guys that are considered at the top of the draft, and if A, the second pick doesn't cost as much as the first pick, and B, the supply of elite pass rushers will dwindle. If we believe everything that there really are 2 guys.
Right. Yeah, but I think Jacksonville will probably take an offensive lineman if they don't trade out. And if I'm the Lions, am I listening to offers? Absolutely. You listen to every offer that's out there and make your best decision whether you stay in that spot or you trade back. There are some really, really good players available. I think the most intriguing name in the draft upcoming is a guy who doesn't play, and it's Kyle Hamilton. He's a giant safety, 6'4".
Yeah.
Been compared to some of the all-time greats, but you don't know because he didn't play.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he's been hurt and
He
sat out.
Okay, I got you. When you said he doesn't play, I thought like you were talking about a guy who missed the year. He played this year, but
but he's missed a bunch of it.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's a guy that people are making Ed Reed comparisons. When I hear that, I'm sorry, who? You just compare to Ed Reed? Then how do you not listen to that?
I just remember watching that guy cover a lot of ground. Like he can really, really move on the football field. It seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Like him a lot.
So, either trading back with the first pick or trading up with the second pick.
That's the other
all
thing.
things that could be on the radar.
Jamison Williams, it's awfully good.
Yes, he does. Nakobe Dean, awfully
Awfully good.
So there's a real opportunity here to add 3 quality players with what will be most likely 3 picks in the top 34. 1 at the top of the draft, 1 in the 20s, and 1 in the low 30s.
I saw a recent.
Did you?
They had a trade.
The Lions?
Yep. I don't know if have you looked at any mock drafts?
I've been completely out of the loop.
Saw one. It was a CBS mock draft. They had the Lions trading with the Giants. and the Lions picking at 5, I think it was overall.
Instead of 2?
Yep. And taking Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then their second first-round pick, I think they took Malik Willis, which I'm not thrilled with. But
yeah, I don't love that haul necessarily. I don't have anything against either player. I just don't know that I love the safety and the project quarterback. But
didn't say when the Lions got returned that trade. Because it mentioned that there was a team traded last year to move up 3 spots from 6 to 3, and they ended up getting 3 second-round picks. And was it San Francisco that did that? Yep. So then this year you've got the Giants, if they move from 5 to 2, they'll be moving up 3 spots, but you get 3 second-round picks. Well, yeah, that sounds like it'd be nice because you can package that together and then you can move up. So if you ended up like you said with Nakobe Dean, could you trade your other first-round pick and maybe a second-round pick and move up and somehow get Nakobe Dean? And then if you walk away with Kyle Hamilton, Nakobe Dean, then you still have 2 second-round picks.
It'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, all second-round picks would probably not be all in 1 year, but you definitely have a lot of draft capital to play with for a team that's trying to build. Yep. 248-539-9797. All right, Mondays mean Champ and Chump. Get your Champ and Chump votes in. Who had the best weekend and should be singled out for being awesome, and who should be called out for having a weekend that stinks. A lot of people still reacting to Michigan's loss to Georgia. We got Seattle and the Lions playing yesterday, 51-29, and an unbelievable defensive performance. So the Lions get a 3-and-out to open the game and then give up 9 consecutive scoring drives.
They look so good on that first drive, too.
By the way, when you're Dan Campbell and you go to halftime of that game, and you give the old rah-rah speech, it was 24-7 at the half.
I think they gave it 3.
Maybe they had. You give it up over 100 yards rushing. Whatever the score was, you know he went into that locker room and really tried to fire him up, because that's who Dan Campbell is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's easy to do down 31-7, but you do your best. And then the first play of the second half is a tipped interception. At that point, I expected the Lions to lose 90-7.
Right, so they're down 38-7. You'd think they'd be totally deflated. But to his credit, the team fought. And they came back. Everybody scored 2 touchdowns in that third quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns after that interception.
But this is one of those deals where, I mean, I don't want to give it credit for, hey, Seattle started to put it on cruise control. And yet, I did have that thought, well, this is going to be chalked up as one of the games where the Lions didn't compete, they didn't fight. And they came back and they looked like a team that's competing and fighting.
Well, offensively. Defensively.
I want to look up average yards per play, because it felt like whatever it is, it's legit. It wasn't like a 90-yard run mixed in with a bunch of short plays.
Well, they ran 70 plays.
Just on rushing alone,
500 yards.
they were crushing. Rashad Penny had 144 yards, I think, in the first half, or something like that, something crazy. And they didn't stop him. Ground, air.
I think his last 5 carries he gained 0 yards.
Was that it?
Yeah, because I thought they just tried to run 20 and 170 and finished up with 25 and 170.
They averaged 6.5 yards per rush. It was about that. It was about 2nd and 3 every first down run.
I thought the Lions fought, though. Scoreboard-wise, it looks bad, but I thought...
Offensively, I thought they really, really did.
And you saw they were pumped when they would score. Like, hey, the energy, I think, was there as much as it could be when you're getting blown out.
And we had a Kadero Hodge sighting, and we had a Trey Benson sighting.
Yes.
Both players actually made some plays. It was a Hodge that made the ridiculous catch.
And the Divers had some plays, yeah.
That was really, really
And then
nice.
didn't they have, like, first and goal from, like, the 20 in that play?
It was a turn of first and goal.
Yeah, that's fun.
They didn't score, though.
Yeah.
Just wait for the right time to unleash his offensive weapon. Taylor back at the 248-539-9797. Terry's at MC. He's on 97.1. Hi, Terry.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. My champ is Nickel, running back for CMU. And CMU winning the rushing title, and also for the performance of CMU against Washington State.
Yeah, great. That was awesome.
And my chump is the quarterback from Michigan got burned when he realized that the receiver realized that the receiver got going. It looked like he just had his head down and just kind of quit when he realized what was happening.
That's great. And that was a weird play. I
30 seconds of the game where the team clearly wanted to double the Gatorade on. And he's like, he shut that down.
I never saw it.
Not gonna happen.
Other sideline.
Sorry.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
On none of it.
No, absolutely not.
He's done that before. Hasn't he done that before?
I guess, but then at the end of the game, when they're doing the trophy presentation, he's chucking oranges at people like it was his job. So it's okay now, but the team wants to dump him in the Gatorade bath as his customary as they win.
Maybe it was Duke's mayo. You let him do it.
That was different. They had to water down the Duke's mayo.
I know.
They actually did that. This set up.
No, you want more organically done.
Yeah, I did. I want the coach not to know when it's going to happen. So he's got his head on the swivel the whole time. He's there. They come let me know. Instead of, okay, trophy presentation's done. Let me sit in this chair and have you dump the watered down mayo on me. It was still pretty good.
You're just saying it could have went back.
Yeah. I talked about it last week. I said, maybe let's just have all players have like their own little jar of Duke's mayo and a spatula and just start flinging it at the coach.
Squeeze bottle?
Yeah, squeeze bottle. That would have been fun.
248-539-9797. All right, well, I'll play for you what Herb Street said. They got everybody all worked up today at 12:20. 97 won the ticket. Hey, I'm sure you probably heard of FanDuel Sportsbook by now. They are making every moment more this season. First off, FanDuel Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. That means you can place all your bets on a trustworthy app. It's also easy to use. That's what I like about it most. It is easy to use. It's easy to navigate that website or that app. Basketball fans celebrate NBA's 75th anniversary on FanDuel Sportsbook 2. Right now, new customers can place their first bet risk-free. If you don't win, you get up to $1,000 back. There's no better place to bet on the NBA than FanDuel. Already a FanDuel Sportsbook user, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend will get $50 too. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using the promo code Doug to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Make every moment mean more this NBA season. That's promo code Doug. Must be 21 or older. And present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-2707-117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
It's January 2022, and I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With the chance of mortgage interest rates rising this year, you don't want to miss out on your chance to refinance. Call Hall Financial to see if you qualify for our no appraisal and day close, saving you time and money. Don't wait until rates rise. Call the company with over 4,000 five-star reviews with our free 5-minute mortgage review. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us at callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
At Hungry Howie's, we know what you like. Choice. Kind of a no-brainer, right? Enter Hungry Howie's Mix and Match menu. Choose any 2 items for just $6.99 each. So go ahead, choose a medium one-topping pizza and a regular salad, or Howie's Up in a Pepsi 4-pack. Or maybe you want to try our brand new 2-topping flatbread pizza and a Howie cookie. I know I do. Or even a Howie bread and a Howie cookie. There are no rules. Except the rule that you pick 2 for $6.99 each. Choice is good. Hungry Howie's.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate to save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Gentlemen, now you can find the best brands and fits for you without even trying. Just follow these easy instructions. Step 1, shop a personalized store that does all the work for you by customizing a selection for your taste and body. Step 2, level up your closet with the best brands and fits with little to no effort. Not trying has never looked so good. Introducing Stitch Fix Freestyle, your personalized store.
were so you. I didn't feel so well, so I searched my symptoms on Google, and now I'm being followed by uncomfortable ads. I hate feeling like my personal data is being bought and sold. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas. Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
okay, your team played this well, so you're going to be rewarded by going to this bowl game. You're going to get a ring. You're going to get swag. Now, kids don't really care about that. They have a sense of entitlement, and it's like, if we're not going to the one that matters, then, you know, it just doesn't have as much value to them as it did us growing up.
Okay,
I got,
there's two things there.
guys backing each other up.
Well, you know what's funny? Well, you know what's funny about this? Is I remember being told years ago, it might have been by Bigby, and you might have been Sidney, that people get themselves in trouble and generally cross the line when they talk about something for too long. Like, they're trying to make a point, they keep making the same point, and then to really emphasize it, at the end they go too far.
Like what Herb Street said.
And what Desmond said. I think they both did it.
Well,
I think they both.
It felt like they were both talking out of the same mouth and wouldn't stop. And Herb Street pontificated at the end. They were saying they don't love football.
At the end, he said, I don't remember how exactly he said it, but he basically just said, it's like they don't love football. And then Desmond at the end said, kids don't care and they have a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, those are
strong words. I think both of those would have been fine had they said some kids, a few of these kids. Well, but
yeah.
Everything they said about the difference in eras is accurate. When those guys played, when your season was over, you went to a bowl game, and there wasn't anything bigger to go to than that bowl game. Now there's something bigger.
Right.
There's that. There's also a far more acute awareness of a player's employability, where college football is treated like any other college major. Do you see these commercials? I don't know if you get them from Washtenaw Community College. What do you call a Washtenaw Community College graduate? Employed. Like, that's what universities are trying to churn out is educated and, you know, people who can go out in the world and be employed. And that is now just as much of college football as it is in the college classroom. And it's emphasized. So it's okay to say eras or different times have changed. But at the end, I think they both used a sweeping generality that it sounds like at least Herb Street's case has walked it back a little bit, although I haven't seen his tweet. And I want to make some changes, Gator. I'm ready to do it, damn it. We're out of time, and I want you to give more of your opinion on what those guys said. And we'll get to the changes today at 12:35. Carson Anderson on 97.1.
Before we made Caesar Sportsbook and Casino app, they pitched me that angry candy or whatever, but I passed on it. I didn't see the point. Now, why would you crush birds for nothing when you can crush real slots for money and Caesar rewards? I mean, maybe it's me, but I want to win something when I win, people.
Must be 21. Offer valid in Michigan only for new players. Terms and conditions apply. See Caesar.com/promos. Gambling problem. Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
Open enrollment has been extended until January 15th. If you want health insurance for 2022, you still have time. So call me, Mike McCurra of National Benefit Plans at 877-734-2200. This is your last chance to get health insurance for 2022. Call now at 877-734-2200 or on the web at nbphealth.com. And remember, Mike McCurra National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime. I'm Michael Jenkins helping you beat the books with BetQL. The Browns are at the Steelers, and it's likely been Roethlisberger's final home game. But I want to talk to you about Najee Harris. BetQL says take the under on his rushing attempts. It's set at 17.5, but the Steelers running back has hit that number in only 3 of the last 6. Meanwhile, for the Browns defense, the rush defense has gotten back in shape these past 3 weeks. That's BetQL's 5-star best bet for Monday Night Football.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to say goodbye to that cold, drafty house of yours. No, I'm not saying you need to move. You need to make your current home more comfortable. Here's the problem. No matter how good your furnace is, it can't keep the warm air from leaking out of your house. That's why you need better insulation. USA Insulation. When USA injects their premium foam into your walls, it's like wrapping a coat around your entire home. And then when they insulate your attic, it's like putting a knit hat on. I've heard home inspectors say they can tell a home has been insulated by USA Insulation as soon as they walk in the door. They can feel the difference. You've made improvements to your home over the years, but don't forget comfort. It's hard to enjoy anything when your house is cold. USA Insulation fixes cold homes. Give them a call today. They can insulate your home for as low as $99 per month, which lets you help pay for the insulation out of your energy savings. Stop freezing and start saving. 800-USA-FOAM or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. So a friend told me about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and his exact words were, "It changed my life."
I used to spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to remove tomato sauce from inside our microwave and soap scum off the bathtub.
It's like seriously magic, and my secret weapon for cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, doors and walls, and even keeping my sneakers clean.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Greatest invention ever.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the unicorn of cleaning.
I know you've been waiting a little bit longer than normal.
Jen's manicure spot needs an extra pair of hands.
Who's at the front desk right now?
Someone who's handy with everything from nail files to spreadsheet files.
Deirdre's not coming in today, but we have that whole bachelorette.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by National Benefit Plans. 877-734-2200.
TJ Lang joins Stoney and Jansen Mondays at 9 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Okay, so look, it's a big picture question. And, we look down at Herb Street. It's mostly Herb Street. If you're going to shut Herb Street, I think Desmond Howard basically backed him up. Both of them.
I think they're both the same thing.
They basically were. It sounded that they sounded a little get off my lawny, but they also kind of made the classic. And then look, raising the curtain here a little bit on broadcasting is when people cross a line, it's almost always near the end of their rant. They're like, you make the point, you kind of make the point again, and then you go for one final emphasis. And I remember learning this, and you kind of remember this conversation. Was it something Bigby said to us?
It was Bigby.
And I don't know if did one of us go over the line. It might have happened. Anyway, so that it happened. It was both of them. They both did the same thing. They both were basically talking about how eras were different and how bowl games meant more, and all that's true, and not at all some sweeping generality. And then Herb Street says, players today just don't love football. And then Desmond goes, when we were
But Desmond started with, you took the words out of my mouth or something like that.
But then he goes on and he's comparing eras, and then at the end he goes, kids don't care. There's a sense of entitlement. And I'm like, okay, all you guys had to say was some kids, it seems to me like some kids might not care as much as we did, as the players did back in our era. And maybe there's more of a sense of entitlement today, which would have, because right now the sweet implication that everybody is like that, and that's not fair. But anyway, I dominated the reaction to that, and I apologize, and then we're up against the break. Your thoughts on what Desmond and Herb said?
I think it's tone deaf. I think Desmond started to talk about it was different era, I guess. Completely different eras. You can't compare playing football in the early 90s to what it is now. It didn't have the BCS, let alone the college football playoff. So yeah, every bowl game mattered. Those bowl games mattered a ton for what you were going to do. It's completely different the way you look at it now. And to say that, a sense of entitlement, where is that? Because somebody wants to look out for their own best interest for the rest of their lives, their career. If they have a chance to be first or second round pick, and look at that and say, I don't want to damage that opportunity by risking getting hurt
yes, you can take out an insurance policy, but your insurance policy you're taking out isn't going to cover the entire contract you could get as a first-round pick. It might cover $1 million or something.
I actually think they can get insured for the entire, what their projected draftability is. But here's what it doesn't insure you